Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You will be seeing this on June 21st, but I am recording this on June 20th. And basically what I'm going to teach you in this video, I'm going to show you an approach to is opening preparation. How to prepare chess openings, specifically in tournament situations, but this can be used, at any point really. And it's a combination of things we've looked at over the past few weeks, using a number of websites which I've given reviews for. Chessbook, Opening Tree, and chess.com, which you can all look at. You, of course, can use Lichess if you want, but today we'll be using chess.com. And just use a combination of websites and opening preparation. How do you prepare openings? Well, let's have a look. So we're going to go here, right? And we're on chess.com. Why are we on chess.com? Because we're going to be preparing for this opponent. This is one of my fiercest rivals on chess.com. You can see our score is 22-36. I don't know if you can see that. Can you? Is my face in the way? My face isn't on the way. You can see it. 22-36. So I'm considerably worse against Mike and Jay. Actually, one of the kids below me at my school that I technically coached for a little bit. I mean, I didn't really coach him. He's far better than me. So we're going to copy his username, and we're going to go here into Opening Tree. We're going to select chess.com. We're going to use his username, right? Okay, and now we're going to press continue. We want to prepare for him when we're black, so we're going to look for his games with white, right? And we're going to press continue. Oh, no, we want to use advanced filters. We're going to change it to rated only, so when he's playing serious games. All time controls, I would like to only look at the rapid and the daily time controls. Actually, I think rapid's fine. Not from Big Bang, from, let's go January 1st. So anything he's played this year. Okay, until now, opponent rating range, that's fine. Opponent name, none. Download limit, none. We're going to press continue, and we're going to press analyze games. We've obviously done this before in our review of Opening Tree. It is a fantastic website, really fantastic for opening preparation. And immediately you can see jumps out e4. Right? And we're going to look really at his games. So they've loaded 120 games, right? 119 of them have been played with e4. One game went knight to c3, which he ended up winning against the 100. So we're going to ignore that game. And we're going to look at his e4. What does he primarily face, right? So e4 gets played. Now, he's primarily faced e5, and he seems to struggle against e5, right? So if e5 is in your repertoire, you are looking at this and you're like, okay, not necessarily relaxing, but I know he struggles in these positions. You can see e5 this year, he's won 12 and lost 22. That looks about right. Average opponent strength of 1954 on chess.com, and he scored 36.5%. Why is that? Well, what happens when he plays e5? Oh, he plays a bunch of different stuff. Most consistently, he plays knight to c3 Vienna, and that brings his score up. It's 8 wins and 12 losses. He's actually better when he plays King's Gambit, f4. That's a lot more his style. And he's lost every game he's played with knight to f3, which is actually an insane stat. Every game this year he's played with knight to f3, he's lost. That's unbelievable. Anyway, but let's say your repertoire is not e5. So we go back. My repertoire is Caro-Kann. So we're going to look. Caro-Kann, he does score pretty poorly against. It's 36.1%. So that's good news for me. It's like against c5 Sicilian, he does quite well. So it seems like attacking games, because we saw he scored well in the King's Gambit, and against Sicilian, his scores seem to be pretty high. Of course, his scores are also high against Scandinavian. Against French, it's about even. G6 Modern and D6 Pietz, he has scored very well in. Knight to c6, which is a real weird thing. He lost the game. f6, he won. b6, he won. And knight to f6, which is the Aljokins, he lost. And you can pull up those games there. But we're going to look at Caro-Kann, for example. Now, he's played a couple different things here, right? The thing he plays best is d4. He has played knight to c3, though, and he's lost all 8 games. So let's have a look. What has he played against knight to c3? d5 is what's played. And now he has twice played d4, and he has 6 times played e takes d5. So we're going to continue with e takes d5, c takes d5, and d4. So we've now got 6 games that he's played. 6 games we're looking at. Now in 3 games, went knight to c6, and 3 games went knight to f6. And you will continue to look at this and to see the types of positions he struggles against and know what he wants. So if you're going to play Caro-Kann, if we go all the way back after c6, you know he's playing either d4. What does he play against d4, right? d4, you obviously get d5. What has he played that's been very successful for him? He's played e takes d5. He's played the exchanged or he's played the advanced. He's mostly played the exchange, so we'll look at that. Now, I don't know why you would play queen f5, but there was a draw in that game. C takes d5 is the most natural move, and here he loves Panov. He's played Panov in 3 games. Then there was one game that was bishop to d3, and one game that was knight to f3, but he plays Panov. That's what he seems to be playing. So you've got to review your Panov. What do we do about reviewing the Panov? We go here, chess book. Now, you know what's the awesome thing? And this is not to give myself a little pat on the back. The author of Chessbook left a comment under the review saying he was really happy to come across the video and thank you very much for the review. You can go check it out on the channel. It is the pinned comment. And he, this is an amazing platform, right? So we're going to look at my black repertoire. And we're going to say, continue learning, let's say. Not everything that's due. We're going to look for a specific opening that I've added in the Caro-Kann, the Panov attack, right? So my repertoire in the Panov is this. This is my full line against the Panov. So can I go back? Yes, I can. I should be able to. Okay, so this is the Panov, right? I can't draw arrows, but this is the Panov with c4. My repertoire is knight to f6. We can analyze here, I think. Will it open us a Lichess tab? That would be awesome. We've got all the major websites. Yeah, so, right. My repertoire is knight to f6, right? Then after knight to c3, I play e6. And this is it. And it almost looks like a queen's gambit, but we've already traded e pawn for c pawn. Now, there is pushing, which is not as good, but it does get played. What does my chessbook opening say from here? Knight to f6, knight to c3, and then everything from here, one move. I think it's e6, knight to c3, and then pin the knight. Yes, pin the knight. And this is all I've done in terms of opening preparation. Then there's this bonus move, which is pawn takes, and I think I would take with the knight here. Yeah, taking with the knight is a good move. So we jump back to the analysis board, okay? e6. We continue with with white to develop, and we go here. And then we jump back in the opening tree. What has he played? So knight f6 is what I play, right? And here he has taken the pawn twice. He has twice taken the pawn. So we jump back. Chessbook, I don't have that. So, but if I'm preparing for him specifically, I need to know about it. So maybe Chessbook is not the thing. I can create a Lichess file. I can save an analysis as a PGN. I can put in analysis with comments or something like that and put in quotes. So right here, with after c4, knight f6, he takes the pawn. And we'll turn on the engine here. You can see it is level, right? But there's only 74 games in the Masters database. It is a very strange move. The top game was a win for black. So the best move here is obviously knight takes d5, right? It's obviously here, knight takes d5. And then if knight to c3, I think we just continue with like bishop to f5. Because you can leave the knights here with tension. Because your queen's protecting it. Then you can play e6, knight to c3. And you've got 2 pieces developed. They're always going to have to catch up. So there might be like queen b3 because we've played bishop to f5. And now we can play like knight takes c3, b takes c3, and something like queen c7. And we're fine. We're fine. We've got control of this diagonal. We can't be kicked out. We're getting a nice active square. We're defending this. The knight will come out if they like want to give a check. For example, this will probably be a common move, and you can play like knight to c6. They might take, but you can take back with the queen if you really want. And then you've got e6, bishop e7, and short castles. And this is how you really go about preparing openings. So you've got to do a couple of things, right? Because this might not work for all of your opponents. Like, I'm going to be preparing as much as I can daily for my opponents in the South African Chess Open because hopefully the pairings will be out fairly soon and I'll have time to look them up. If I can't find them, the best thing you can do is go back to Chessbook. Find positions that you are comfortable in. If you are putting something in Chessbook, you need to go to opening tree and look that you are actually playing well in those positions and see where your mistakes are coming. Go to move like 10, right? And check at the evaluation. If you're lost or you're worse by move 10 in a variation, either don't play it or see why you are making mistakes. Like, this is as much opening preparation as it is also avoiding common mistakes. We can continue with like knight takes d5, and then he has played knight to f3, and he's played knight to c3. He won the game with knight to c3 when he was 2002 against 1987, and he lost the game when he was 2001 versus 2005. And like, this is how we prepare, right? This is how we go all the way back to the beginning, e4, etc. And we can go even one more back, and we can see this, right? This is how you prepare openings. This is how you prepare openings just for yourself if you're playing like a one-on-one match with someone. If you're playing a nemesis, like if you're preparing for a particular game, this is how you prepare openings for tournaments and to play your rivals or your friends or whatever. Like if you know you're going to play one of your mates in an offline game and you for some reason want a slight advantage, this is how you would do it, right? I'm not saying this is the perfect way, but for a low-tech version with free resources, absolutely go like this. Go like this. You can't go wrong. You make sure your openings are bulletproof, and you can do a little bit of opening preparation, opening study for your opponent as much as you can. Otherwise, that's all I have to say. It's a relatively short video, but hey, enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful June 21st. I won't be with you, but I will see you again June 22nd. For a video that's recorded relatively close to the day in question. I'm recording this night before because I'm going to full Jönskron tomorrow, which is like, in order to travel there, I have to leave civilization and then return to civilization on that side. We travel through a lot of, I don't want to say nothingness, there's stuff out there, but, there's a horse-drawn cart in 2025. I'll see you around. I hope you enjoyed the video.